outside. Okay, so if I oops, I forgot when I press go live, it goes up live automatically. I still have to share this with Magic Arena MTG. Probably should set it up so that it's part of the group. I don't know why that's the one outlier. I probably should set it up that way. Anyway, it's just it's it's not so bad. It's just like go outside, go to more options, continuing while watching Facebook, and it interrupts me. Oh, we do. And yeah, host. And I should. And okay, it looks like we should get the 5th share. Share, not share. Okay, so I can close this one now. Yep, 5 shares are up, and I guess we are ready to go live. Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of the Magic Arena Run. Today we are going to be also I have to also pay attention to the stream quality. Hold on, if I press no, that I wish I can make the stream preview a little bit larger so I can double check, because right now it looks like it is dropping some frames. Hoping the quality comes out better. Otherwise I might have to just end up recording. I might end up having to just stream in really poor quality then record afterwards. Anyway, we're going to be doing traditional arena cube draft. We're going to we're going to just go for fun. Pretty much 3 matches. We'll see if we can come up with something different. Last time we just did Gruul straight aggro with a little bit of ramp. It was probably way too fair. Usually we want to do the broken stuff in arena cube draft. So let's see if the stars align and we can get something really busted. I've seen a lot of people do reanimator. That seems to be the most busted thing that can be done. Not too sure if those align for us. So again, the thing, I should also pop out my sticky notes. Basically, I do keep a set of sticky notes for what the different groups come around. So like for example, blue-white is about counter control, white-black's kind of like reanimator control or early aggro depending on how you draft. Blue-black is generally reanimator control. It could also be straight control with a bunch of big stuff, but there is no reason not to run a reanimator shell there. Blue-red is generally with blue you're doing a lot of control. Blue-red is a bit of tempo control. There is some spells matter but not that much. Black-red, there is some sacrifice. There's quite a bit of death matters there. But otherwise it's very good at otherwise I'm killing everything. In a way, it's kind of like a different kind of control deck. It's actually more mid-rangey in a sense. Black-green has some self-mill, so again there is a little bit of reanimator there, so we should pay attention to that. Green-red, we did that last time. It's aggro curve out. White-red is definitely early aggro. That one's really supported well. Green-white has a bit of go wide with some +1/+1 counter stuff. And green-blue, it's also a bit rampy, but it's more like control ramp. So generally, the colors are pretty much well defined this time. Like you're very certain to get a lot of control elements if you pick blue. You're very certain to get some amount of reanimator strategies or just basically a lot of removal if you go black. White is a bit of an outlier, but depending on the mana curve you aim for, you can get a lot of cheap aggro early, or you can get a lot of good control in the later. So the colors are pretty much well defined, more or less. Finally got the table filled out. I'm hoping everyone is ready to go. Come on, here we go. One more person. Come on. Oh, come on. It's always this one guy. Come on. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Please. Wake up. I don't want to end up where the table has to be refilled again because it gets reset. Please, 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 please. Wake up, dude. Okay, good. He got in. And here we go. So let's see what are the... So we usually ignore the lands early but pay attention. So there's actually quite a lot of red. Though as far as first pickables go, I can pick Ephemerate and be on the lookout for ETBs, but there's not... that one's not guaranteed. I can go for Reanimator, take Eldest Reborn, then we can just look for good stuff later. We can hope that the Sphinx wheels, although this is probably not gonna wheel. I do want to... I'm kind of interested in going red-white because we're probably gonna wheel one of these lands. We'll probably wheel Lorehold Command, but I will end up taking Demon Bolt first, and that's probably not the best pick. I might even just take the command early. No. I can go greedy and just take Eldest Reborn. Yeah, let's go greedy. Let's see if we can get a Reanimator shell. And there is some control elements. There's a nice big Chandra. That's a bit later. I probably want to get Commit to Memory. This does answer Chandra in a roundabout way. But if there's also a God Pharaoh's Gift, really good at reanimating. But we have one reanimation spell already. We probably want to get some sort of control before we get to the reanimation, because that's usually the issue. So I definitely want to take Languish. So we're probably going to go for that. We'll take the Languish for now. So we're going to start loading up on black picks right now. So Baleful Mastery is okay. Inquisition buys us time early. Finale of Devastation. Well, we kind of need a lot of mana, but if we're not essentially reanimating, we can just shoot her out, but that's very expensive. There's Gilded Lotus, always safe. Yeah, Resembling Skeleton, not a good pick. I might just pick the Baleful Mastery, or actually just Inquisition. We'll pick because this very good early game at least. Elspeth's Nightmare, Poison the Cup. There's a Thassa's Oracle. Actually, we also need to be on the lookout what we're gonna reanimate into. So far, there's a Sawtusk Demolisher, which is good. There are plenty of non-creatures that are good hits. We can kind of ramp quickly with Captain Lannery's Storm. And I think I want to take the Sawtusk over Essica, because Essica's 5 colors. It is supportable, but not very easy. So I'm passing the Foretell, but we kind of want to have at least something big. And what? Nothing big here. In fact, except Unburial Rites, we're definitely taking that. So right now, but we are concerned that we're not getting anything here. I would like to get the Bag of Holding back. That one's in. So the Demolisher is kind of an awkward one. Okay, Aetherborn, Drowned Catacomb. I could take Fae of Wishes because there are going to be plenty of spells that don't make the cut in the main deck, but will always be good. Immortal Sun, pretty much a late game threat. I'm kind of hoping one of these two wheel. I can always just take Aetherborn just to stay open. Yeah, I'm probably going to stay open for the most part. I think Gifted Aetherborn's fine. Fae of Wishes is also another consideration. Yeah, let's take the Aether. And we got Hagra Mauling, perfect for land. Think Twice, not so much. Dracoset, this is not the most exciting payoff, but it is still a payoff. We just don't get haste with it though. So it's still something. I'm probably gonna take it anyway. So far we're kind of mono black at this point though. Oh, perfect. We got a Call Against Command, so in the pinch we can just target ourselves to discard the card. Thirst for Meaning, also another good discard outlet. We can go with this instead. I think I want to take Call Against Command. We can always target ourselves if we have to. So we got the wheel around. As I suspected, a lot of the red cards came back. I am inclined to take Sacred Foundry or Needle Verge Pathway. Especially because we're now splashing white sort of for Unburial Rites. So we're definitely going to take the Sacred Foundry here. Then Siege Gang Commander. We can actually just go black-red with some sort of reanimation, but we're not completely reliant on it. But that means Siege Gang's not the best thing to reanimate. We probably want to reanimate Dracoset instead, so I'm probably going to go for Royal Eruption. Buy us some time. We could be kind of mid-rangey at that respects. So taking the Pathway here. Anything to support our white splash for Unburial Rites without having to put planes. Blast Zone, I don't know if it makes the cut, but it is another sweeper. Crush the Weak, also kind of a sweep. Hold on. Bag of Holding. Draw a card, discard a card. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. Ooh, okay, that's a problem. If it was just straight discard to the graveyard, I would take it, but no, okay. I'm gonna actually take the land first because I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna take the land first. And we get a Tradement Inspector. Not too sure if we actually run that. So we got Teferi's Protection, Cleansing Nova, Shatter Skull Smashing. Okay, Blooming Marsh, Grey Merchant. Nothing really good. We could double vision and reanimation spell, but is it really necessary? I might want to just take the Shatter Skull Smashing at this point. I could just take Mecha Godzilla. It's relatively safe mid-range. Terramorphic Expanse is there. We can do the one-off splash with Teferi's Protection, not with Cleansing Nova. But if I'm considering a splash, I'm probably gonna just take the Crystalline Giant at this point. Yeah, we'll take the Crystalline Giant. So we're still on the lookout for big, smashy creatures. We are just not hitting them. I might just take Ferocidon. We probably would wield the slow. Or even Rebirth. Acquisitions Expert. This only targets opponents, so we can't use this to self. But Ferocidon is fine. It wrecks some. Okay, so here we go. Inscription of Ruin. Buy some cheap stuff back. God Eternal Bond 2. We can sacrifice a bunch of stuff. Demonic Pact. I'm tempted to take God Eternal Bond 2 first and see if the Demonic Pact wheels. We'll see if that happens. So, still not hitting any of the good stuff. We do hit an Abrade. There's also a Blood Crypt and an Aspiring Vantage. And there's also a Castle Lockwing, which kind of helps us with our picks as well. We're gonna get at least one land back, so I'm gonna take the Abrade. So basically, buy ourselves a lot of time. There's a Torrential Gear Hulk. We're not gonna be able to cast it hard, but it's a very good one to buy back. There's also Cosmos Elixir, very good mid range. Basically, keeps us alive long enough. Also note that this only hits instants, and our only instant right now. We do have, we only have 2 instants per se. I'm still gonna take it though. We might hit more instants, but so far we're kind of hurting on things to actually reanimate. There's an Old Bosch. If we run Old Bosch, it's probably main deck, so I probably don't want to run it. I probably just take the Isolated Chapel at this case. So we're kind of hurting for playables at this point. That's not a good sign. There's a Silumgar's Command. I might actually take this and start. We do have a way to splash black. We might be reaching around a lot. Because there's a Deem Worthy, but that's not so great. I'm gonna speculate on the Silumgar's Command. Okay, so we got Tricks, Ruined Crab, Blood Artist, but not so much. Concealed Courtyard. We do have quite a few spells with a mana value of 5 or greater, so I'm actually gonna take Tricks. So we're gonna be on the lookout for some of the lands that tap for blue. So far, that's a negative here. Right. But I want to stay away from the cheap stuff. I want to keep good stuff, not cheap stuff. So, okay, take the Marsh. Okay, got Steam Vents. We got the Canyon Slough back. Merfolk Looter is a good way to discard and draw. Not too ready to commit to blue quite yet, so I will take the Steam Vents. Now, Body Double. This is a weird way to reanimate, but it's an acceptable way, so I'm taking this one. We don't exactly have a way to mill our opponents, though I kind of wish we started taking some for that. So we got this. Well, all the colored lands got taken, but we are left with a Saw It Coming and a Pelaka Predation. I'm probably going to take the Predation. It's kind of a land. So this functions as a land for us, so that's pretty good. We are still short on big playables, so what are we looking for? We're kind of looking... Well, Scarab God is going to be really perfect. Take the Neutralize. Heroic Green. Sweltering Suns is good for us here. We get to cycle out. Unfortunately, we have quite a few double blues, so I may need to consider if we pivot out of red. Well, we were looking for something to reanimate. This is pretty much the best one. The other option is Alrund's Epiphany, but I'm really inclined to stay in black for now. So we're definitely taking that. We don't actually have to hit white except just for the... Ooh, that's an interesting sound effect. Except for the Unburial, right? So we're fine there. We also have the option of, well, reanimating Ulamog would be busted too. There's a lay claim, which is interesting, but it's usually expensive enough to not matter. There's a mid-toss we're not going to hit. Doomblade is always good removal, so I'm going to hover on Ulamog first, but do a removal check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... Okay, we got about 7 pieces, so I'm gonna pass on the Doomblade for now. We need to have some big stuff to get back. Okay, there's a Zaga Triome, which also which helps our mana. There's Fabled Passage, which is always welcome. I would like to at least wield. I would like to hope to wield the Great Shark, but Ojutai's Command is also not a bad wheel. Cast Out is also fine. We're at 20 cards. I can afford to take some lands at this point because I do have some cards on the side that I can put in. So we got Prismari Command, that's blue-red. Probably pick that one. That's also another discard outlet. Village Rites is an option. But yeah, we're taking the Prismari. So we're kind of Grixis at this point. Splashing a bunch of colors. Mystic's Mastery is another way to reanimate our stuff. Like, our Okay, Unburial Rites is our only actual reanimation spell, but we can hit a bunch of other stuff along the way. Because it's either Mystic's Mastery or Solemn Simulacrum. Let's do creature count check. 10 creatures. I guess we can afford to play fewer, but we are discarding some in the first place. So I'm probably gonna just go wild with the Mystic's Mastery, but I might be wrong on this one. So there's also a Blood for Bones. Unfortunate. I'm tempted to take this one, but we kind of need more creatures. Maybe some wheel, but I don't think I've seen that many. I'll just take this. At least we've cut off the reanimation for everyone else. But now we need to hit actual creatures at this point. Or a treasure map. That's a way to filter stuff. Adanto's Vanguard's gonna be interesting though. Angel of Invention. Also another good thing we can reanimate. I guess I can take that. So we're kind of all over the place right now. And that's understandable. So, oh yeah, we also have Crushed Wheat. That's also another removal. So we need to do a sanity check. What are the cards that we have that are really solid? What are the cards that are not so? Like Dracoset's probably not. We can hard cast it, but it's probably not realistic for us to hit. So we're kind of waiting for some stuff to come back at this point. Also note, well, so let's do a reanimation check because there's Platinum Angel. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I want to take Lightning Strike too, but you know what? We'll take the Platinum Angel. We do have a Magma Quake. This one, well, it's really bad on the buyback. I might just take the Fight with Fire or the Salundi Vision because this. It puts on stuff in the bottom, but this counts as an extra land, so we'll take that as a safety measure. So we're not going to be able to use the fight effect of Mythos of Eluna. I'm probably going to just hate out the lay claim. We could could sideboard into it. I've actually forgotten to take sideboard into consideration this time. We're definitely 4 color at this point. In fact, there is a possibility for 5 color, but probably not. Also, we need to do but so far it's all Grixis except for the Angel of Invention. Hey, Jericho Ilagan, thank you for tuning in again. Nice to see you. Nice to see you again. I wonder. Okay, hold on. Oh wait, Great Shark came back. Nothing else very good, so I'm actually happy the Great Shark came back there. Also, what else are we looking for? Nothing so much here. Well, this... Remorseful Cleric, exile all cards. There's actually okay, the Adorned Pouncer is interesting. But we're probably not gonna run it. So there we go. Okay, so first let's fix our mana base a bit. Yeah, the Angel of Invention. We only need to make 4 cuts, but it's still a bit awkward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess we put 1 temple in 7. So no planes, which is good, even with Angel of Invention. So and Adorned Pouncer, though. Okay, 13 creatures, 14 non-creatures. We can actually cut some lands because like we have. Okay, we only have Salundi Vision as our, and we also have Pelaka Predation, but that's on the side. So there's Crush the Weak, which we can foretell. Sweltering Suns, which. Okay, so we might want to ease off on some of the cheaper creatures like Rampaging Ferocidon, Gifted Aetherborn, because we're trying to buy time as much as possible. So we're pretty much not casting creatures until super late. Now we can still hard cast out some of these mid-range creatures. So most of the mid-range stuff will stay. That pretty much leaves us with 2 more cuts, and I should probably cut non-creatures at this point. There is an argument for cutting the Crystalline Giant. Yeah, we'll cut it. Okay, I'm gonna cut the Crush the Weak first, because that's pretty much the weakest removal in a sense. Adorned Pouncer, also gonna cut that one because that one's a color nightmare. We want to ease off on our colors as much as possible. That said, I'm not opposed to bringing back the Ferocidon Aetherborn back in, even the and in case of emergency I can bring in like Blood for Bones if I need to reanimate earlier. So the plan is we have Prismari Command, Cull Against Command as ways to discard cards. Those can target us. We're not too all in on the discard plan, but we have some ways of discarding cards. Inquisition, we can target ourselves to discard, but it only hits mana value 3 or less, so kind of wish we could Thoughtseize ourselves. Alternate, Pelaka Predation only targets opponents, so that's a no-go too. So it's pretty much Prismari Command or bust. So we kind of fail as a Reanimator deck because we missed out on the card discard plans. But we'll see. We do have ways of making things cheaper. That said, the Ulamog is probably the most awkward one. I might end up just cutting it for, say, a Blood for Bones and probably adding some more creatures, but we'll run it like this for now. I'm gonna do a double check on our mana base. We're gonna start shortly. So 886. I guess this is about right. We don't have that many red sources. Though I probably want to prioritize the swamp a little bit more. So, are there any cards I regret not picking? The God Pharaoh's Gift probably is one card I regret not picking, though looking for other ways to either mill ourselves or discard cards. So there was a Thirst for Meaning a while ago. That is one card I regret not picking. I didn't see much of anything else. Oh yeah, I'm also grinding coffee right now in preparation for the next day. So we kind of got our colors in check, although we are very slow here. We do have turn 3 play, but everything else is super slow. I'm gonna keep this for now though. Opponent goes first. Okay, so we hit the Temple of Enlightenment. So we hit an island. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna keep the island on top because it helps lead us towards our. So opponent's going quick on the Shepherd of the Flock. I'm gonna play this now. Next turn turn I'll set up for Mecha Godzilla. If we draw extra lands, I probably get to cast Salundi Vision. Okay, we're missing the red source, so that one's slightly awkward. Okay, we need more black. So this one goes into black. Opponent's currently playing mono white, so we're probably gonna sub in a lot more creatures. And let's see, Hexproof. Oh, flying. Okay, fine. We'll probably take another hit here. Opponent might actually have removal. Llanowar Visionary. Okay, so not quite removal. Am I willing to trade? Probably not yet, so we'll take the hit. So we do hit our red source, so let's see, what does this get? Hexproof. Nice. So we're going to swing with this one. And just in case our opponent has something, I'm actually going to I'm willingly going to take the damage, but we're going to snipe the Visionary. 6 mana is kind of critical for green. Doesn't mean our opponent doesn't have 5 mana stuff, but it is something. So next turn we can actually Angel of Invention just to buy some time off on the side. We are taking a lot of hits for now, but we'll see. Also, having Hexproof is pretty decent here. Danto Vanguard. Okay, so perfect. So Angel of Invention. Next turn we will play the Selene Efficient face down because we're gonna drop Shieldred. Harpoon. Okay, no Mana Tide, and we're going to Fabricate Sideways. There's also an argument for just holding this one back, but we're kind of in a race situation right now. Also, if our opponent tries to kill this one without exiling it, we get to body double it back. Remota's Command. Oh, gives up the Adanto Vanguard. Okay. And what do we get? We get Vigilance. Nice. So looks like the Crystalline Giant, aka Mechagodzilla, is saving us for now. And we get to buy back Angel of Invention, and we get to drop Shieldred the turn after that. So it looks like we're kind of doing well. Opponent goes on the Great Henge. So, but we've kind of slowed them down at this point. Okay. Maybe we do get to cast Ulamog, but that's probably way too far. So we want to get our own Angel Invention. Our opponent didn't have much. And this time we're going to just put 2+1/+1 counters on this. And this now has Death Touch. So the Hexproof plan is doing very well. Our opponent is going to be able to drop something big, so it's kind of a race to that one. I probably should have also swung with the tokens, but we'll probably do that next turn. Opponent goes Verdurous Gear Hulk. Also, this one is creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, but at the beginning of your upkeep. So the interesting play here is, if our opponent attacks, we let the Angel of Invention die. Trample is an issue with this guy though, so, well, we have a 6/6 Swamp Walk. Our opponent will be forced to sacrifice. If our opponent attacks with this one and we somehow manage to trade, we will be able to... Opponent goes Primal Might. Okay, so it takes care of that for us. Animation Module. Still can't target this one, so that one's kind of safe. Actually, let's check Animation Module. Choose a player permanent gift. So here comes the flip side. If our opponent's gotta know something's up if I'm willing to give that up. Also, what's this? Return target permanent to its owner's hand. No. Shieldred. So opponent has to sacrifice a creature. Hopefully they don't have something with flash. And now we get to get our stuff back, starting with Angel of Invention. Can we get other people's stuff back? Each opponent's from your graveyard, no, so we don't get to get that back. But we do get to kill Toski. So we actually have that as an out. Also, one thing we can do is we can body dub. Let's say we take out Toski. We can take out Toski first. But I probably want to get bring back Body Doubles, a copy of their Virtuous Gear Hulk. Opponent doesn't have a swamp, so we're not gonna exactly be trampling over there. But a few really large tokens is not bad. Opponent's in the tank right now. Okay, so yeah, I forgot to hold first, but you know what? Let's get back Angel of Invention and Fabricate. Got Mystic's Mastery. What do we get back? Nothing really, just the upgrade. I do want to Silumgar's Command first though, so we'll do that. Target -3/-3. Return target permanent to its owner's hand, so we'll bounce the Great Henge. Opponent might be able to save one but not both. Also, we don't have the triple red for Mystic's Mastery quite yet, so that's... There we go. Opponent probably should block. There is no reason not to block. They're gonna lose the token anyway. Nope. Okay, so they can't even replay this one now. So Silumgar's Command doing a good job. We got our first win there. Hold on, I should also check messages. I have... Yep, no messages so far. Should really keep that up. So our opponent is playing kind of aggro, so I am more inclined to put, say, the Gifted Aetherborn and Crush the... No, our opponent has some big stuff also, but Gifted Aetherborn, Crush the Weak, those come in. The Neutralize goes... I don't know if Rampaging Ferocodon does something, but it's kind of fine. Hold on. Oh, that's very slow. Kalai Selvan, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing right now? I'm hoping everything goes well with you. So probably gonna bin the Ulamog for now. Just for now. We're gonna see if it pans out. So kind of liking this setup for now. Yeah, we'll go with this one. So we'll see if things pan out much better now compared slightly. At least having the few extra creatures counts. So opponent gets to go first this time. So we have 3 mana, but absolutely nothing to do, unlike the previous game. So this one's actually concerning. I know I want to just hit for 5, but our opponent is super early. Also, the lack of red mana is concerning here. So I'm actually going to take a mulligan. This one is slightly better. We do have a Mecha Godzilla. We can cycle the Sweltering Suns if we have to, though I might probably just end up binning that instead. So first turn Temple. Okay, we got the Sacred Foundry, so we have 1 red source. Okay, got another red source as well. I just binned both of them. So I only need 1 red usually, so I'm gonna pack that in. So what are we on the lookout for this time? Probably some spot burn. Eldest Reborn's kind of fine. Probably gonna just play out the Crystalline Giant, see if we can... Well, okay, so this slows this down a bit. It doesn't slow this down, so that's something. So we hit the Mystic's Mastery, which we don't actually need. But then again, I didn't need another mountain either, so enters tap. We're probably gonna get overrun here. We might just go straight to game 3. We've been hitting our white quite a bit, so I might actually sub in some white cards. I might cut some of the mid-range blue cards like the Tricks and the Shark. I might end up cutting those. So what do we get here? Trample. Okay, not so useful. And our opponent can still remove it easily. That's the problem. Vigilance with the... Hexproof was usually the best. Yeah, Banishing Light. There it goes. So we go down to 10. Yeah, we were way too slow on the gate here. Shieldred not gonna quite do it. None of these are gonna quite do it. I'm gonna actually just... we're gonna play a few more turns, see if we can learn something more about our opponent. But I am gonna shunt the white package in this time, so that's fine. At least we learned something. So the Mystics Mastery gets cut. That's a very easy cut at this point. Opponent concerned that we might have removal. No, he just kept a really awkward hand. That's usually the concern with this one. You want to have the... Okay, our opponent does play a bunch of creatures that don't exactly do anything. We do hit the Prismari command. I'm gonna snipe the Pelt Collector because that has the potential to grow. Bit laggy. Okay, we hit the Silumgar's command, so we're gonna discard Mastery and Shieldred. So if our opponent doesn't drop any... So another option we can do is Silumgar's command next turn, though it's kind of a bit tense for us. Like, also, Eldest Reborn, not so great. Our opponent has ways to... So they do have the Gear Hulk. And I think that's it. We can call it good game. So, yeah, all they need to do is just slam all the counters here. It is an argument for holding it back, I guess, but I kind of want to see. So we definitely want to add, say, the Ferocidon early. Let's add the Pouncer, Remorseful Cleric, and Traben Inspector. So that's 3 cards in. We're going to cut... Mystics Mastery. We're gonna... I guess we cut Tricks. God Eternal Bond 2 draws us stuff. I kind of like these other cards. Maybe cut the Gear Hulk and... Cut the Platinum... It's either the Platinum Angel or God Eternal Bond 2. Probably just cut the Platinum Angel this time. Let's see if we regret that. Also, another thing we can do is we can adjust because we're now running more creatures here. Well, not that many. We did cut a few big end creatures in regards, but I guess we can run it like this. Also note, it turns out that we're more likely to actually hard cast our creatures, so that's probably why we end up cutting some of the big stuff here. So play first. Okay, we got most of our colors, but we do have an early start with Adorned Pouncer. So I'm probably gonna just play out the Salon Division as tap. Oh wait, no, I can't. I'm gonna play out the Isolated Chapel first because we want to play this early. Our opponent does have ways to exile, so that's a bit sad, but okay. So now we have a way to actually just cast the Salon Division for instant or sorcery. We do have a few good choices there. Cast as an instant, so I'm probably gonna just pass. I'm willing to just chump block with this one if I have to. And if our opponent just plays a bunch of cheap creatures, I actually want to get the Adorned Pouncer killed, so we can kind of crush the weak next turn. So we have that plan. Scoot Swarm. Oh, perfect. It's also possible that we lose the Adorned Pouncer in the process, but that might be slightly fine. Oh, call it. Prismari command, not so great. Silumgar's command. I think we go Kolaghan's command. And an Inquisition of Kozilek to follow up with that. So we'll cast the Inquisition first. Let's see what our opponent's got. Then our opponent can buy it back, but it messes up their timing. Let's see if our opponent just takes. So the thing is, our opponent knows we have a Kolaghan's command. Okay, the other thing is Rishkar becomes a problem if he scatters the counter. So you know what? Our opponent's one turn away from hitting Verdwas Gear Hulk. This doesn't destroy... Oh, this destroys artifacts, so... We're just gonna cast this now. We're gonna lose the value of the Adorn counter, but that's fine. Basically, I'm fine. Basically, it sets our opponent back a lot more than it sets us back. So... Basically, the concern is if Rishkar comes down and there's still a Conclave Mentor and there's still the Scoot Swarm, it's a really big deal. Opponent goes Balaged Recovery for... Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. We're missing the white, so we don't get to play Angel of Invention, which is a good thing. We don't have anything to get back, which I'm actually kind of gonna wait on that and turn. Also, our opponent used up the Balaged Recovery already, so... Let's say they play the land, they drop the Verdwas Gear Hulk. They know we have Kolaghan's Command. So there's a chance that they might just opt to play something else. No, Legion's Landing. Okay, they're not playing Rishkar. So they are taking it really slow. Incubation Druid. We can still wait, I guess. Okay, because if I make them discard, they discard either Rishkar or Verdwas Gear Hulk. They might discard the Gear Hulk. Though I don't like where that leaves us with, so I'm actually gonna just resolve that. Pass. Yeah, missing our drops a bit annoying, but so now let's say now our opponent can actually play the Gear Hulk if they're inclined. It's a problem when they know what Kolaghan's Command does. They can just look at our hand anytime. They hit that mana. So they hit that mana drop. We're just waiting to see what they do next. Come on. Opponent is really tanking. If they want to... No, they're going for the Rishkar first. So they do get to target something. Which case I can respond with... Yeah, just these two. So we discard the cards, snipe the Incubation Druid. I don't think getting Incubation Druid's a good play. Opponent can tap for mana, but they're not... Oh, they're discarding the Gear Hulk. Which kind of makes sense. They want to keep the removal. So what I'm actually going to do is... play out Angel of Invention. Let's get that removal out of there. We also get to create servos as a result. So I'm hoping our opponent did not draw into more removal at this rate. So... Grateful Apparition for the Proliferate. So I'm hoping they Banishing Light now. Because the alternate plan I can do is Body Dub. Okay, they don't have Banishing Light. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so play Remorseful Cleric. Play Body Double. Copy Verdwas Gear Hulk. So I probably should just spread the love. So I can also swing with the I can also swing down with the tokens. Our opponent's about to swing up though, but so actually no, if I'm gonna swing with just the Angel of Invention. I know our opponent's about to swing up, gonna try to crack back because they're so out of resources. I'm gonna see if they pan out again here. Okay, pass the blocks. So it's whoever can draw something relevant next turn. We don't exactly have that much card draw. That's a bit of our fault. We didn't exactly draft along those lines. We kind of drafted along the way of we want to do something busted, and we forgot that we still have to draw cards into that. So now we're gonna see what our opponent takes. Okay, that's fine. We don't have... Wait, we have a Silumgar's command which can return that permanent if it becomes relevant. Okay, opponent's not going to attack. We can attack into Languish. No, the Languish is not so great right now. So you know what? We're going to... We're going to start crashing in a little bit. Our opponent might have some removal, but we need to start crashing now. We need to force them to take action, preferably drop more creatures. And in doing so, we actually benefit from a good Languish. Now I kind of wish I put one counter here, but I guess this is fine. So opponent going for the Legion's Landing. So we're gonna pass. We're gonna snipe these two, so nothing to proliferate. Our opponent might have a combat trick. If they want, they can proliferate a Remorseful Cleric, but usually the game doesn't recommend it. So the Rampaging Ferocidon's a good drop for us. So we get to keep swinging with Verdurous Gearhulk, and more importantly, the lifelink is not active. Also there's Trample. And also it dings them whenever they do that. So they actually still take the full 4 damage no matter what. They're just spending mana to do so. So we're gonna still hold on to that Languish. Like if our opponent somehow manages to get a really busted board, but so far it looks like we're gonna be able to punch through. Next turn I'm also gonna start swinging with the Remorseful Cleric. Opponent, Shepherd of the Flock. Could have bounced the Banish... No, bouncing Banishing Light's a really bad idea at this point. Opponent can make a token. So, don't think I need extra land now. So what I'm actually gonna do is... Okay, if I swing with all 3, they make a token, they double block this one. This one gets through. Actually... I'm gonna assume that the Grateful App... I'm assuming the opponent's gonna want to take out our Verdurous Gearhulk. They go down to 6. They could also aim for the Rampaging Ferocidon, but it also eats 2 of their creatures. They're forced to block with Grateful Apparition. Oh no, they're not. Does our opponent forget that they're not gaining life? Yeah, they gave up. We got that one. That's one good win for us. And I get to grind even more coffee for that. So, that was very close. Although, I will admit that if we don't have a good early game... We have at least a good early game strategy we can board into. That's the good news. Our mana is still a big mess, so we have to consider that. If I board in a lot of our other white stuff, I should remember to put in 1 plains, because we won't always hit those dual lands. It's a good thing most of our duels lean towards having white as the second color, but we won't always have that. I should also check this message, but I'm currently on stream right now. Okay, so we're going on to our second match. I would like to at least get a second. Yeah, basically for me, bare minimum is 2 match wins, but if we can get all 3, that would be perfect. Okay, so we're gonna on the play first. We hit all our colors. In fact, we have 4 lands and the early Inquisition. So let's ruin someone's day with this. So there's Egon, there's Tassa's Oracle, there's Mara Triton. Alright. There's also a Jace, so they can win that way. They're not going to win with either of these early. I think our opponent's in the self-mill plan, so let's not help them. We're taking Egon. So also our opponent doesn't have the 4 lands for Jace quite yet. So we do have our 4 lands now, so I'm gonna cast a Lundy Vision third turn. Or maybe I just go for Mecha Godzilla. I probably go for Mecha Godzilla. Our opponent drops the Mara Triton. Mills Call of the Death Dweller, so they're a mini version of Reanimate. And what do we get off the top? First strike. Okay, so we can profitably block the Mara Triton. Our opponent probably has removed... Nope, think twice. So they are going to try to draw into... Does our opponent have the kill spell? Nope. And we got first strike and trample. So not bad. So next turn Ceylon Division. Turn after that we hold up tricks because we have our double blue now. Opponent goes for the Timid Calls the Dead. That makes sense. So they're gonna go for the quick self mill. I'm actually gonna just Ceylon Div. Wait, you know what? Let them do their stuff first. Yeah, they snap the Egon. There's an Abrade, I'll take that. Yeah, opponent probably goes in for damage. There's no reason not to. So go for the red. Okay, we hit 4/4. So we're gonna see what our opponent tries to hit us next with. Valrian Radu, thank you for liking the stream. How are you doing right now? I'm hoping you are having a great week, and well, looks like opponent's down to 19 cards. They've milled the Demonic Shooter. They're gonna go for the Jace plan at this point, so hold on. How many? Nope, Champion of Wits. They're taking their time with Jace, which makes sense. So that goes up to 5. So I'm trying to see if we can be fast enough. I'm definitely not languishing at this point. If our opponent swings with Mara Triton, I just let the Mara Triton hit. They're gonna gain quite a bit of life. These 3 are zombies. I'm hoping they swing with both so I can cast tricks that takes out a free zombie. Opponent goes Folio of Fancies. They're really in the mill plan. They won't be able to activate this one quite yet, so tricks first. Therefore, so we snipe this one. Next turn we take out the Folio of Fancies. Our opponent will gain a little life back, but not too much. Oh, we have a Platinum Angel also as an option, so we need to time this correctly. We're gonna just destroy this now. Also, I need to double check. What did we get here? Lifelink. Oh, not super relevant here. So, we do have to cast the Platinum Angel soon, but I'm kind of waiting for them to mill out as much as possible. It's a game of chicken right now. Also, I kind of want to cast a Platinum Angel while our opponent doesn't have because it, okay, Falmar Knight, draw a card, lose a life. Okay, they're really pushing it. Chart of course. Okay, they're pushing it more. They don't mind discarding the card. My question is, if I cast Platinum Angel, is it just gonna get killed? Because right now we can technically win off tricks on the top. Opponent gives up on Jace. They're gonna go for the Thassa's Oracle victory. So that's counter target non-creature spell. I'm actually gonna just... Has reach. Okay, swing first. So there is... No, that just kills all of them. First strike. That makes more sense. It has trample though. So our opponent's doing that just to absorb all the damage because we do have first strike. So we hit our opponent up top for 4. And if our opponent's distracted dealing with Platinum Angel, they won't have time to cast Thassa's Oracle. There we go. We got our win against Self-Mill, which we have to be careful with. So since our opponent's on the Self-Mill plan, is there anything we can bring in? I don't know if our opponent has any reanimation stuff. We probably want to bring in Palaka Predation as another way to hit their hand. The Mystics Mastery is going to go out. We want to hit early, so probably a Gifted Aetherborn. Although I can see an argument for a Dorn Pouncer instead. Anyway, so these are fine. So the Voracious Great Shark is fine here too. Probably Ulamog is not. We don't want to help mill them at this point. Gear Hulk can hit some of our stuff, so I guess it's fine. There's an argument for Crush the Weak since our opponent runs a lot of cheap creatures. Probably... I'm gonna keep the Languish for now. Actually, I think between Crush the Weak and Languish, we're fine. Also, Rampaging Ferocidon comes in. Our opponent is playing creatures to stay alive. We could cut the land, but I really don't want to. I'm gonna cut that God Eternal Bond too. So that's our plan for this. Time. I'm not sure how it's gonna pan out. Okay, finish grinding this coffee. I'm gonna transfer this to a. Smells good. I'm gonna transfer this off to a paper. Basically, we'll just transfer it off later. So horrible keep. We got only 1 land. I'm not risking that. This is much better. We still have the Inquisition. Probably give up the Great Shark. And we got the double red for Sweltering Sun, so we're fine with that. So Brazen Borrower, Demonic Shooter, Maritriton, take the Shooter. If we can slow our opponent down somewhat, it's fine. I'm okay with them playing out creatures because we have the Sweltering Suns. I'm also interested to see if they're going to... So take the hit. We're gonna take more hits early, so that's fine. So I probably played the Blue Source since they're expecting that. Ooh, that's very horrible lag there. Yeah, we're gonna be careful with that. End the turn. Okay, opponent is playing conservatively. They're not gonna run out the Brazen Borrower. They're running out Inquisition, so might as well cycle this. We're gonna lose it. Okay, fine. So we dodged that one. So we can set up for Eldest Reborn soon. We don't have the mana for Gifted Aetherborn, unfortunately. So we're gonna take quite a bit of hits here. There is an alternate plan where we can, yeah, since our opponent is going for the beatdown plan, we are open for Silicar for that. gonna play the Eldest Reborn first. Each opponent discards a card. Might be relevant since our opponent's down to 2. So next turn, opponent knows what we're up next. Opponent's also okay. Let's see how much good stuff they can get out. Does Vendella draws a card. Okay, they brick. So Silumgar's command next turn. We also have a neutralize as an option. Each opponent discards a card. That's good. So we're hoping to get something big back. Unfortunately, at this rate, so we're gonna pass the turn here. Our opponent wants to cast stuff off Bolas' Citadel so I'm kind of waiting to see if I want to cast Silumgar's command. Think twice. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they took 2 damage off that. If it's a land on top, they're going to hard cast this thing twice to reset it. We're also leaving up the option for neutralize. Call of the Death Dweller. That's fine. Wait, hold on. Is that? So we're gonna let our opponent mill stuff because it might actually get us something back. Nope, Ogre Bolas, which is actually fine. Plays a land. They're now on the Citadel plan, which is interesting. So, think Palmar Knight, take 1 damage. Opponent knows that we have a Platinum Angel. Timuret calls the dead, sure. We get to take their Jace. Wait, they exile the Augur, that's fine. Cold Steel Heart, sure. We're down to 8 life, so it's actually quite close. I might not even want to take the Jace. So opponent plays Champion of Wits. I'm just waiting to see if there's a very big spell I need to counter. More lands. Delirious Enraptured, that gives them a token. So this board is definitely lethal. So which permanent do I return? Probably the Citadel, because I'm forces them to hard cast it again. And which permanent do I kill? Probably the Bracing Borrower, just to preserve my life total a bit. Oh, does our opponent have enough permanents? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, opponent has enough. I goofed up. I forgot it has that other ability. Oops, been a long time. So I should have been countering stuff along. I should have bounced something before. So let's keep that in mind when it's our turn again. So definitely the Crush the Weak comes in. The Languish is always good at this point now. Since we... Oh, okay, that's fine. But since we know since we know they have a plan B, we can play around that one. I'm actually surprised I didn't see the Citadel. Or I wasn't paying attention. So this is a no-go. I can cycle this. Okay, this is much better. We have... So basically, I need... If I draw another land, I get to Castellan Division. Okay, opponent hits Inquisition of Kozilek. Syed Mahmood, thank you for liking the stream. It's been quite a while. I think I definitely remember your name. I wonder, how are you doing? How's the week been doing for you? I hope things are with everyone right now. So, chart of course, demonic tutor. I'm gonna take the tutor again. So next turn we are okay. We did not draw a land though, so still waiting on that one more land before we cast the Lund Division. Opponent probably just charts a course. No, treasure map. That's another way to do it. Okay, so we hit the land, so we are fine with that one. Opponent doesn't exactly run counter spells, so we can cast the Lund Division. We might just try to turbo Shieldred, but that's very slow. But then again, our opponent is not exactly fast either. We do know they have a Brazen Borrower on standby. I guess there's a reason to just drop this one instead. It is something good to hit with body double. Okay, opponent. Yeah, if you... Though I would say that if you have no reason to drop the black mana, I probably would not drop the black mana. So, we're gonna see what card our opponent discards. That should inform us what we should take off the Lund Division. So, as much time as possible. Basically, let your opponent make as many decisions first, but we probably should be careful of Bolas' Citadel next time. We couldn't counter it. We were kind of hoping that they would ding themselves enough, but I forgot our life total was also in a bad state. So, Lund Division. Okay, we hit the Burial Rites. I guess we're taking it. We're taking it, but nothing to reanimate off it quite yet. Which means our opponent discarded an island, so I'm assuming they have another one. They really want to get the Jace off ASAP. Though if they're tapping this now, they're probably not going to cast it yet. So we're hoping, knock on wood, for one more land, so that we can... So that if our opponent plays creature or whatnot, we can Jace. Great Shark it. Egon, God of Death. Opponent has several cards. So exile 2 cards. So opponent probably starts making treasures, but they do need to hit. They probably want to drop a. They do need to hit stuff. I actually want to avoid putting another card in their yard because that kills Egon. Which means if our opponent, well, their opponent can cast Jace, cast Bolas' Citadel. I'm forced to counter it though. We're gonna take a bit of damage though, so that's an issue. Can we? Oh, that's fine. And with that, yeah, our opponent now has no treasures. They went all in on that Bolas' Citadel. They're kind of on scramble mode. They can bounce one of these back if it's that bad, but I'm just going to cast it again. We're kind of just waiting now to hit Shieldred mana. Opponent discards a card. Let's see if they respond by bouncing something. Hilaka Predation hits 3 or greater. I'm going to snipe their Jace. Also, if our opponent's in, also if our opponent is willing to just if they're willing to, like, say drop this now just to get it safe, I'm fine with that too. Is there anything off the graveyard? Just dropping the creature right away. Snipe the Jace. Next turn we get Jace back. Augur of Bolas. Okay, opponent is gonna try to catch up. Into a Tink twice, that's actually good. But that's probably better, casting the Hieroglyphic Illumination. Into a land. Into an Inquisition, which... Yeah, you know what? I would have wished you could discard one of my cards. So... So we're gonna swing first. Probably eats the Augur of Bolas. I'm gonna actually just play this. Target player mills 2 cards. So I'm gonna be the player that mills. Nice, we got tricks and we got neutralized. So I'm actually gonna hold that up. Since our opponent has to cast something to survive, we can kind of buy the time that way. Champion of Wits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They can eternalize that. Also drawing 2, discarding 2. Okay, I'm fine with that actually. So most likely they discard the thing twice. They might want to. They're probably gonna aim to cast something else. Their cards are. Oh no, they just discarded lands. Okay. So Jace takes a hit. Think twice. Okay. Resolve. Oh no, they're going straight for us, which kind of makes sense. So we hit an Angel of Invention, but no way to discard it. So target player mills 2 cards. Okay, then. Okay, I'm gonna swing first. See if our opponent blocks. I'm pretty sure our opponent wants to block because it gives them Eternalize. But they know we have Shieldred, so that's an issue. I think our opponent is trying to see if they can... Oh no. So they know they can't take us out. So after this... end this, the plan is to hold up Neutralize for Thassa's Oracle. Or if our opponent gets close enough, we can actually just mill them. So they draw 4, discard 2. They're down to 12 cards. Still gonna hold up Neutralize. Stitcher Supplier drops them down even more. Is there anything we can buy, get back? We can get back tricks. We get back tricks. So we can Royal Eruption. Actually, I'm gonna swing first with Shieldred because it has Swamp Walk. Target player. Mill ourselves again.
Yes.
Okay, lost a Platinum Angel, but that's a good thing to get back, I suppose. And we got 3 mana left, so we're gonna hold on to that. Opponent needs to both kill the Platinum Angel, then go for the win. They're down to 6. So we're leaning heavily on this Neutralize, and the Platinum Angel. Dust Legion Zealot, that leaves them down to 4 cards. Also, that means Royal Eruption can kill them. Opponent gonna do the Think Twice. Okay, let's see what else is up here. Got 4 mana left. No, they got that. Does it? We got that. So opponent was not able to seal the deal. I guess our opponent also lacking counter spells hurt them a bit. Well, we only have 1 counter spell, but at least we were kind of secure after all things considered. So we got our 2 wins now. So we are kind of breaking even. I want to see if we can get the last win. So let's see if we can hit that one. Probably all. So at least we're doing very well, all things considered. I think the only thing that's not doing well is my CPU. It is actually quite old. Probably it is under consideration for upgrade, but I'm probably not gonna upgrade quite yet. 2 mana. Can't play anything. We're gonna mulligan. Okay, this is more keepable, but we can't cast Ulamog. So we're hoping to start hitting black. So right now we're not exactly doing anything, so let's keep that in mind. It's possible that, well, I guess we could cast a shark soon. In hindsight, I should have played blue because I have... Oh, thank goodness. I should have played blue because I do have a neutralize. If I happen to draw that, it's going to be a feel bad. Then again, I also have Sweltering Sun, so I'm kind of torn between the two. Opponent goes Master Vandal. It's nothing. Well, we're not in better shape either. We did have to mulligan once, so there's an issue. Let's do Swarm. Need the double black soon. Need the double black soon, or else this is gonna... Okay, we got a single black. So if we don't hit another black, we can Hedron Archive. That's fine. Okay, we don't hit the black. I'm actually gonna hold back for now, because that gives us the option between Silumgar's Command and Voracious Great Shark. Gonna take the hit for now. Let's see. Opponent holds back. Okay, we Silumgar's Command. So, return a token. Select the Sweet Swarm. Opponent has a lot of mana, so that's still an issue. If I can hit another black mana, Languish should be great, but I'm assuming that I don't. Which is sad. Sublime Epiphany. Ooh, wow. So... Okay, that's an issue. So now I have options between the two, but we got that big... So if our opponent drops another... Yeah, so we need... It's Languish or Bust at this point. Taking quite a bit of damage, but I'm... Okay, casting Tricks since our opponent's holding back. Looks like our opponent's sitting on the law counter spell, so that is a concern. Or just kill spell. Baleful Mastery, full cost. I think that Hedron Archive is doing the work. Ugh, we missed the mana again. This does nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, we're 1 man. I want to cast Inquisition to see what else they have next, but yeah, getting stuck, missing the second black is a big deal. So they're gonna ramp out even more. So it's literally Languish or Bust. So far, opponent hasn't mutated anything yet, which is also a good thing. But yeah, the mana issues early were a problem. So we are going down to 1. Yeah, we go down to 1. Opponent smartly holds back. No. Okay, we whiff on the source. And yeah, that's it. You know what? Let's find out what they have since we're about to concede. Okay, so that's what they have. So they're actually a mid-range style deck. So good game. We missed that one. We missed the 1 mana. So we're going to make adjustments for it. We're gonna make adjustments for that. Crush the Weak. Ferocidon comes in. Gifted Aetherborn comes in. Mizzix's Mastery comes out. That one's a big, but has been a big mistake. Ulamog comes out. Body Double probably can come out, but it also takes some of our stuff if it gets to that. Our opponent's not exactly discarding, though. We're gonna cut the Body Double in this case. Let's see, what else could we take? Pelaka Predation, because they do have more expensive stuff. I'm probably gonna just cut the God Eternal Bontu in this case. So that also gives us an additional black source is needed. I did aim for 4 swamps, but it could still happen. Also, at least this way, we're not leaning too heavy. By not adding too much white quite yet, we are... I don't have to adjust the mana base that much. Okay, this is definitely keepable now. So, Gifted Aetherborn, probably gonna be turn 3, but we can actually hold back on it a bit. Opponent actually showing multiple colors, so this is kind of concerning. I'm gonna play the Mecha Godzilla first. Come on, Hexproof. Ooh, yes, Hexproof. Now our opponent could have a sacrifice spell, and that ruins that will ruin everything. Opponent goes Incubation Druid. So we hit the Pelaka Predation, which I'm gonna do now. So Kaya's annoying. They have the Champion of Wits. Scoot Swarm's always a big deal. Hold on. And Burial Rites is from our graveyard, so we're not gonna be getting that back. But I should also... So what's more... Yeah, Scoot Swarm right now is gonna be the immediate problem. So at least this flies. So next turn I can Aetherborn Salundi Vision. Our opponent's probably gonna go for Kaya, so that's a thing. They actually could have gone for the turn for Kaya. Opponent discards Silent Departure, so that gives them an alternate out. We have a Prismari command, but no way to cast it, so I'm gonna just play the Aetherborn now. Let's give them something to distract them. Okay. Menace, so even more unblockable now. So what are we looking for? Well, unfortunately, we don't have any instant or sorcery red sources. Our opponent probably goes Kaya now, drops this one, but they probably could also go Kaya, do a +1, then start having to race. We probably have to take out the Kaya. Although I'm very sure our Giant is safe. I don't think I want to rely too much on it. Opponent actually passing. Let's see if they have the Sublime Epiphany. No, so Abrade and Royal Eruption. I'm gonna take the Abrade. But no way to cast. Okay, now we have a way to cast it. Also note that our opponent has Shark Typhoon, so they can do X = 4. Oh, it's a 4/4 now. It's also Menace, so that's something. Let's see if they go for the Shark Typhoon token. Okay, nope, just simple block. Then we can pass the turn here. We won't be able to take out the large 4/4 token, but we can kind of set... Our opponent can't block it anyway, so that's the good news. So we're gonna let that resolve first. We have Prismari command up. It's most likely going to just... Well, if they drop an artifact, we can snipe it. That's the good news. Well, they know we have a Braid, so we can snipe it anyway. So they're gonna play around that. Okay, so... So, 2 damage to them. Wait, cancel. Yeah, actually correct. 2 damage to them because they can adapt in response. I want to see if this actually if this gets a counter spell. If Sublime Epiphany to copy the shark token. So this one's not gonna get through anymore. Probably should. Okay. Hexproof Flying Menace Vigilance, so no holdback. I don't know if our opponent has a way to copy even more tokens though. So we're now looking for a way to snipe one of these. We can actually just swing with the Gifted Aetherborn at this point. Yeah, it's not. I don't think we're actually not likely to win at this rate, but we're doing relatively well, all things considered. Hedron Archive tricks the Sudden Storm. So let's see. First strike would be no. First strike's not nice. Lifelink, reasonable. I'm gonna swing with the Aetherborn. Baleful Mastery. Okay, we'll let that slide, I guess. So we're gonna end the turn there. We're hoping for double. Well, this doesn't get double strike, so we're not gonna punch through these two without help. We actually need both Death Touch and First Strike here, so that's gonna be slightly awkward. Eternalized Champion of Wits. So opponent has another big token. So the interesting thing now is that I can play tricks, swing with, see if we can somehow swing with both, get one killed. Opponent has their own Unburial Rights. Is there anything that they want to get back? So far, only the Scoot Swarm, which is annoying enough, but we do have a way to snipe it. Opponent plays. They have 3 mana up. So pass. Hit. There's a Sweltering Suns, which we can't cast. Okay, so now has Trample 2. So we'll see how our opponent blocks. Opponent double blocks that way. So that takes out one token, but it leaves the way out for the other one. We don't gain life either, which is fine. Don't know if this is premature, but I'm gonna do this now on the hopes I actually. Then let's see. Do I get the? I'm actually gonna just cast this now. I can flash it back. Yeah, so we're taking some hits early. Our opponent now gets to cast Kaya safely though, that's the problem. And this one only hits creatures. So they probably cast Kaya, snipe up top here. Yeah, I actually forgot all about this one.
In, get out, and finish the job. And stay gone.
So our opponent probably does not attack. Drops a Dryad, so they really. Maybe I could hope that they drop even more creatures. So right now, come on, trample. That does nothing. So we're gonna pass. So our opponent's probably going to try to snipe the Ferocidon next if possible.
You'll be fine. Trust me.
Vraska, Golgari, Queen. They can use it to destroy this one.
Wherever I go, I leave bodies
Okay,
in my
that's fine, I guess. Yeah, because this only counters artifacts or creatures, so yeah, we're gonna do that now. So then we can actually Imperial Rights the Ferocidon. We also have a Crush the Weak, but... No, they'll still get the token even if it gets exiled, so that's a bit annoying. Okay, so... Okay, so that other one did not really matter. I guess I could have taken out the shark token. So our opponent will get one token back. Still very awkward here. Our opponent can also gain life off this one, so I could have played the I could have played Ferocidon. We bought back the Ferocidon first. But now our opponent's going to just exile it, so that's awkward.
I was probably going to die anyway.
So we might have lost this one. But we did get our 2 wins, so I'm actually not too unhappy with that. Is there anything that can get us out here? Probably not. This one's real control, I would say. I'm probably going to just cycle the Sweltering Suns at this point. I might hit... Okay, did not. I was gonna say that I might hit my red source right then and there. So our opponent will still get the Dryad back. But at the least, it's getting slightly harder and harder. Opponent wants to shuffle everything back now. They are down several cards already. I don't think I have another way of sniping there. I think that's all our board wipes though. So that might be an issue. How many cards do they have in the yard? They have 9 cards, so they can go back up to 21 cards safe.
An unfortunate casualty.
So the question is... Yeah, I have no way of I have no way of sniping both Kaya and getting back Scoot Swarm. Yeah, it's not really good. Our opponent just counters it. I guess I should have taken out the Kaya. I took out the Scoot Swarm earlier, which kind of made more sense at the time, but at this rate, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna be dead next. We'll be dead the turn after that.
That was an easy
Oracle of Moldaya. Ooh, and Essica's Chariot as well. Well, I guess if there's a good time to call it a day, it's now. So I'm gonna actually say good game. So we're yeah, we kind of got out controlled on that one. It is what it is. But even though we did get 2 wins, so I'm not too unhappy with how the draft went. And there we go. That is going to be it for another episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on notifications and whatnot. So I'm actually curious what next week's format is. I know they're going to do a different kind of cube, but that might be later, so we might still have one more shot at cube. So we'll be saving some money then. And ooh, I would have liked to have seen this. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time.